Welcome to Geeks. In our last video we looked at the strengths and weaknesses of the air nomad as a culture. Now we're going to take a look at the almighty Earth Kingdom. The people of the Earth Kingdom are strong and diverse. They are persistent and enduring. Welcome to part 2 of our Avatar in the Real World series. We're going to look at the strengths and weaknesses of the Earth Kingdom. The Earth Kingdom were typically the strongest of the strongest in the world of Avatar. Essentially, Earthbenders and the Earth Kingdom were very hardcore, in-your-face sort of culture. If you threw a rock at them, they will stand tall and either punch it into oblivion, push it out of the way, or just take the hit head on. In which case, you know you're a member of the Earth Kingdom if you're someone that stands tall and is proud of anything and everything that you can do. However, one other thing about the Earth Kingdom is the fact that it was a very cultural diverse place. If you looked at the Earth Kingdom, it would be a melting pot of not only the world of Avatar, but in a sense our world. The Earth Kingdom was home to every sort of the four nations. Because of the Northern Air Temple and the Eastern Air Temple, the Air Nomads had two corners of the Earth Kingdom called home. Because of the Foggy Swamp waterbending tribe that was located in the middle of the northern continent of the Earth Kingdom, you had some water tribe blood in there. Because of the 100-Year War and the Fire Nation colonies, both on the coast of the Earth Kingdom continent, and with the spread of the Fire Nation, both during the war and with firebenders roaming the continent of the Earth Kingdom after the war, you had Fire Nation blood within. But also the Earth Kingdom was a very diverse place in and of itself even before the events of the 100-Year War. In which case the experiences of different Earth Kingdom citizenships differed from one location. For instance, the experience and life of a member of the island of Kyoshi was different from, say, a person in Omashu or a person from Gaoling, Zhaofu, the dry ghost town deserts located near the Siwang Desert, or from the citizenship of someone in Ba Sing Se. Essentially, members of the Earth Kingdom were almost were more interested in their homes. By home I mean more their state and local identities rather than as opposed to having a more nationalistic sense. In a way, it's similar to how both in contemporary America, but also in the past, many Americans put their pride in their state well before a sense of pride in the whole American government. This not only gives a sense of diversity, but it also conveys a sense of different identities. For instance, in every individual human being, just as in the Earth Kingdom or any society, there's multiple sides to every person. If you're someone who, like me, is an academic, you'll have your academia side. Then you'll have your side that's dedicated to your hobbies. You have one that's dedicated to family role, one dedicated to friends, etc., etc. In which case, the Earth Kingdom was no different. However, one of the biggest flaws about the Earth Kingdom and Earthbenders in general was that while they had a tough exterior, their interiors was very complicated and can be easily used against them. If you looked at how the Earth Kingdom fell, while it was a combination of exterior attacks by the Fire Nation, what brought down the Earth Kingdom was its own inability to adapt to the changing times, but it didn't really had an understanding of its interior struggles. Whether you look at it from its corrupt political system, or to the fact that various Earth Kingdom states did have internal conflicts with other states, with other Earth Kingdom states. In which case, similar to us as individuals, sure we might convey a sense of either a tough exterior, or maybe in certain case a more calm facade or a joking facade, but what we convey on the outside does not convey the struggles that we have inside, in which case our internal sides are the most vulnerable. If these internal factors are left unchecked, then it can prove an effective weapon for anyone that's outside of us or that means to do us harm could use against us. In which case, one thing I would say, if you identify more as an Earthbender, recognize the different faces and roles that you have, and either recognize your flaws or recognize these different aspects of yourself and say how can these work either together or separate, And also, do not be afraid to open up to others that care about your well-being, which was a hard lesson that Toph had to learn when it came to leaving her home and trying to adapt to living with others, with people who knew how capable she was as both a warrior and as a person. In which case, if you want to find ways to excel as an earthbender, don't be, as an earthbender or a member of the Earth Kingdom Society, do not be afraid to show that you have a soft underbelly, as getting to know yourself internally can also help you learn externally as well. And that wraps it up for the Earth Kingdom. It was a little bit slow. It's a little bit a little bit short compared to the Era Nomads and our future videos. But trust me, when we get to the militaristic side of the Earth Kingdom, that's where a lot of the stuff. That's where you get a lot of the exciting stuff. So tune in to our next video where we look at the Water Tribe, one of the most interesting nations of the Avatar world. And we will see you in the future.